high quality handcrafted skateboards, you can go to lifeskateboard.com, get one of your own. Today I'm going to be loading up. You guys are going to have fun watching that. We're going to really hope that the tripod doesn't throw the phone out on me again. It's kind of a bummer. Alright, I'm going to start with a long press here today. Due to the height of the current jacks that are under there, I'm only going to be getting 3 into that press. But like I said, this is Life Skateboards, where we handcraft the highest quality decks we can. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you're enjoying watching what you're watching, share it with your friends. And if you don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because this is the kind of stuff we do. Kind of made this channel as kind of like a follow me around kind of thing. So might as well do follow me around at work, because why not? And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and share this to another platform real quick. A minute since I'm able to work on live, I've been injured for a while here. I went to a contest at Q Skate Park. Broke myself off. I won the mini ramp portion of that contest, but broke myself off for good and warming up for the street section. Ooh. Yeah, if you hop in here, have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm here to answer them for you. I'm just working. If you want to know where to get these boards, there you go, lifeskateboard.com. Whoever just hopped into me throwing gloves on, I'm sorry. It's not scary. I'm putting skateboards together, nothing else. I promise. Been getting a significant amount done on the butter bars company, and since I've been hurt this whole time. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this off. I don't want to drag that in the glue. And I had Morgan fix the rat's nest that was living on top of my head. So that's pretty neat. So here we are getting started here. So one thing that if you haven't watched before, what you're seeing me do here is roll the glue by hand. Now why do we do that? Industry standard is to use a glue machine. However, a glue machine just automatically gets both sides of both pieces of veneer. So it has to skip the faces because you don't want you don't want glue on the outside of your skateboard. We don't like that. We want full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside of your skateboard. And the other issue with that, and using a glue machine, is going to be this portion here. Glue machines can't glue that because it rolls up in the machine. So when we roll by hand, it gives us the ability to cover every side of every ply with glue. So you want to make sure your board lasts as long as possible. Yeah, when you break one, you're going to come back to us for it, but I'd rather it have a much longer life. High quality, that's what we're after. Something that lasts, which is what originally attracted me to the company. Company's been around since 2012. I joined several years ago. Became aware of them when I put my feet on one of those boards and realized how amazing it was. Once again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. If you want to support the channel, you can donate at the Venmo that's listed on the channel description. Otherwise, you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of these boards, or I just started my own company, butterbarswax.com. I'm making handcrafted packaging and wrapping hand-poured wax in it. Pretty fun. It's a nice relaxing process. I've done a couple of the steps on live, but the concept for the company is what I like the most. So I started off with a team of 2 pros, Charlie Six and Justin Hutchins. They were paid $1 for each card that they signed, and then I stuffed those in the packaging. So the first drop has 100 bars in it. 50 of those, I'm sorry, the first drop has 101 bars in it. 50 of those bars have signatures from Justin, 50 from Charlie. And then there's one bar that has my signature for a free bar. Kind of like a little Willy Wonka kind of thing. Because why not? That sounded fun to me. But $1 of every sale goes to the team. $2 from every sale goes to a fund for the community that I hope to be able to pull from to make cash prizes and things like that at events. So I hope this Butter Bars thing takes off. Remember, you can go to butterbarswax.com and order them. Get that set up with Shopify. I'm learning about shipping here. But once again, the keyword is learning. All right, you're gonna see me in the background here taping the ends of it up. Because where did my tape go? Right in front of me. And keep this out of the glue. All right, let's grab number 2 here and get going. Hey, it's probably you alone. I haven't, I didn't work too hard on the description of keywords there, so. Haven't gone live working in a minute, so. You guys are just my social interaction for the day. To be honest with you, I don't get that much. Thanks for the support on that yesterday, man. Hey, there we go. Yeah, swelling. We got, it jumped to 4, now 3. We got 2. I don't know how many people are here. I tend to just act like there's people here even when the number says 0, because my watch hours count for watching these after the live. So I kind of just try to keep it rambling and entertaining the whole time now, as much as I can at least. It helps. Definitely announcing the contest helped my public speaking confidence as well. That was pretty fun this weekend. Probably, yeah. I'm inside the barn here. The live is always very pixelated for some reason through my phone. I'm sure if I had, had decent, good setup, that wouldn't be an issue, but it is what it is. Hopefully somebody enjoys watching it or sticking around. I do get bummed on how low the quality is on the other end for people. Because on my end, it's crystal clear. Whew, what's that? One more piece of veneer here, and then I got one more for the long press. I'll move on to the wide press and the standard press. Then I've got 3 boards to shape in the other room, and somebody's graphic that I told them I would do for them. One of those boards in the other room is a longboard. That's a rarity. You don't normally see that from us. Let's go into local at Major Taylor Skate Park. me tape this guy up here, get on to the last one, and then hopefully my phone's charged up enough to, I hope my phone's charged enough to bring it around and show you guys the press going up. Yo, Florida boy skateboarding. Hello. You ever skated one of these boards, Florida boy? Florida boy. I feel like that feels like the equivalent of, you know that video where the weatherman said something to the little kid and he's like, don't you want to know, weather boy? That's how it felt like saying Florida boy. Hey, there you go. Yeah, we actually do have a couple longboard shapes. That's the guy that I'm getting this one ready for was skating a Bustin that it's like 3 really thick pieces of maple so it flexes, and he wants something heavier. He's like going through the ground. It's crazy. We are based out of Indiana. The shop, Sam was making boards in 2012 in Muncie, Indiana. I joined a few years ago while the shop was still there, and now we've moved to New Palestine, Indiana. We actually send quite a few boards down your direction, down to Florida. If you want to check us out sometime, man, you can just go to lifeskateboard.com. Whichever direction is correct on that, I don't know. But who knows, maybe I'm rolling the glue on your board right now. We've got over 77 shapes listed on the website, and since we do everything in-house, we can make you exactly what you want. What you're seeing behind me here are all the different presses. So we've got long, wide, standard, mellow, youth, all the fun stuff. And then we've got templates for all of our shapes. And some of those templates are things that are not listed on the website. So sometimes you'll see in the background a shape that you won't recognize on the website. You're welcome to ask me about it, and I'll tell you how to order it. Thank you, man. Yeah, I love these decks. I think I tell this story every time I'm on a live, but the way that I became aware of Life Skateboards was I was working in a skate shop. At the time, I was going through a deck a week, which I know is a lot of skating every day, really hard every day. And to me, I justified it by being in a skate shop, but I was kind of in my head about like, well, they're all the same. They're all going to last. Just grab whatever's on discount. It's not going to last very long. And then somebody came in with a board, told me to try it, and it lasted me about 4 times as long as everything else at the time. They told me they had pressed it over in Ohio. Big long story. Come to find out, that was just a life board. And I loved it. So, a few years later, here I am making them. Find something you love and be a part of it. That's right there. Whew. This is the first time I've worked since I hurt my knee, and I'm going to be honest. It hurts a little more than I expected it to today, but this stuff needed to get done. Boards don't get glued if I'm not here, so I can rest when I'm dead, right? I've taken like a week to rest, so it's all right. Ooh. Yeah, we're working at a decent pace. It's easier to ignore pain if I'm continuously moving. If you want to have some perfect examples of that, go watch the live of the contest that I announced on Sunday, because I was in excruciating pain for the entire contest. I ended up having to leave early, told everybody I was leaving early, started to walk up the stairs and lost my footing and just had to sit there on the ground until I could get up and not scream at people. But yeah, I'm pretty good at hiding pain. I learned that one a long time ago. pretty good at it, especially when it comes with the happiness of others. That was what I didn't want anybody worrying about me this weekend. They need to worry about what's under their feet. Not me. Looks like I might need to go and get some more glue here. But I'm going to go ahead and pull this charger off the phone. Hope it doesn't knock my phone off the tripod. Oh, there you go. You guys are coming with me. There you go. And like I said, because of the height of these backs, I'm going to be low into the center there. Yeah, I was using a old bones therapy knee gasket. However, it was causing a lot of pain back here, and I just kind of bailed on it. Right now, I haven't had any pain in 24 hours until just a few minutes ago, so I didn't expect to need it, unfortunately. But the old bones therapy ones are really good. They sent me home with ace bandages. I went to the hospital to get it checked out. They did no CAT scans, but they said nothing was torn. They did X-rays and said nothing was broken, so that was the whole leg. My whole right leg went all the way that way. It was pretty not fun. Alrighty, there's those three in there. I gotta fit the top mold and the youth in there, so you're gonna see this all fly around on me, and I'm gonna have to fix it. That's how we do. And I could fit those 4 in there. I have not liked how I've had to readjust them around. I don't want them sliding around in the press. I'd rather be safe and make sure these are all gonna come out good rather than get as many in there as I want. All right, there we go. I'm gonna raise this up now, and hopefully you guys can see the squeeze out as it happens. Ooh, bottom of that was not lined up at all. See you, man. Great day. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sure I'll see you around soon. We are definitely throwing a big contest. I say big contest, big event at LPU for the 4th. There will be a best trick contest there. Still working out details on that with the city, but we will definitely be doing something. And if it does, we are hoping that it involves BMX as well, because we just want to kind of show off the skate park to the city and the citizens of the city with an upcoming bond. But it should be fun to watch. Details should be coming out soon, and I'll remember to get them on YouTube as well. I need to get like an email list or something with YouTube so I can keep up with everybody. I'm used to being able to just post to a story or something and everybody knows what I said. Yeah, that don't work. Hey, that'll be fun. And the goal is to like bring some like heavy hitters out. The BMX scene would be some heavy hitters. It'd be nice if you get a high air behind the bowl. Obviously, skaters aren't going to be able to get that much air out of the bowl there, but I know skaters can. So we got a little demo around the contest, just kind of showing off. So it should be pretty fun. I'll have like a little. I want to have a booth that shows the process of board making. Maybe even bring a little makeshift mold. We'll see. We're gonna talk to Sam about those details, but we'll get there. All right, squeeze out is starting to happen. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, squeeze out is when the glue squeezes out. Super simple. So you're gonna start to see it at rest. And if you saw earlier, the glue is yellow. You're gonna see a lot of this come out as blue because it took on the dye from the veneer. All right, you seeing that there? That's their squeeze out. Nice, pretty, satisfying. Exactly how it should be. All right, now we're gonna hop on to the next one here. So this is the wide, and that's the standard. We're gonna fit 4 into that press there, 4 into that one, and then we're gonna come into this room here and shape these 3 boards, including this absolutely gorgeous longboard. Bird's eye maple, gorgeous. Oh, thanks to those of you that have stuck around, even though the quality is pretty low on this here. Somebody needs to do that, Andrew. So far, as far as demographics that I've got covered in these events that I've done, I generally try to do just everybody. Kids, because that's easy. We had the ladies skate squad thing, and that was easy to do because I had Shell there. But unless I'm a member of that community, I'm not the one to do it. Plus, that would be kind of hard to split up because there's like, I mean, we got like Jim Gray skating like crazy, people in their 50s, like Ron Allen still going from 50s on handrails, you know. Age isn't much of a limiting factor in skateboarding anymore. And I like that, especially now that everybody's starting to take care of themselves on their way up in age. I'm really apparently enjoying gluing up my cord here. Dang it. Oh. Jeez. This is quite annoying, sorry. Stay there. Sorry about that. There's a cord hanging in the glue. That was not fun. Oh. Hey, there's no joke. Somebody needs to do it. That's not a joke. I'm serious though. Like somebody in the age group should get some stuff together and come to me. And I'll help get something going. I think that would be really fun. But hey, have a great night, man. And thanks again for the support on Butter Bars. That's definitely going to end up being extremely helpful to the community here. The Butter Bars Community Fund is over $60 at this point. Really happy with that. The goal with that is to use it for event funding and things like that. These views dip down again. I'm just gonna go through my life skateboard spiel. I'll do it, I swear. I'm gonna finish gluing this one up and then maybe I'll go through it again. We'll see. Tape this guy up real quick. Fingers crossed that I have enough tape today. It would be a bummer if I ran out of tape. Then I have to go find some. That just doesn't sound like a fun time. Looks like I put 2 cores in this one, sorry. That was a little confusing. Concerned on why I had 3 faces across that one. Alright, back to it. Got 3 more of these to glue up, 4 standards, which are smaller, so they take a little bit less time. And then 3 boards to shape in the other room. Remember guys, when I ramble too much, you're going to start getting a ramble about sobriety. And I'm fine with that. But if you guys have any questions or want me to talk about something, feel free to ask, feel free to suggest things. And don't forget, if you're enjoying watching this, make sure you share it with your friends for me. I'm going to go through my spiel in a second here and then talk about sobriety. Because that always helps me feel better. So, my name is Casper Jones. I handcraft skateboards for Life Skateboards. I own Butter Bars Wax with my wife, fiance, wife, whatever. Should have been wife a long time ago. And I'm an ambassador for Skate Park Respect. And one of the things I talk about all the time is sobriety. Why do I talk about it? Because I feel like that's my purpose in life. I survived poisoning myself intentionally for years and years and years to do something. Not sure what it is. All right, we're rambling on sobriety. I even got approval for it. So yeah, I'm pretty open about my experience in addiction and recovery. Mainly because I feel like if there's more stories out there, maybe it'll be closer to somebody else's story that needs to hear it, and maybe they'll realize that they can go get help as well. So I was an everything addict, but my main vice was alcohol. It quickly went from just getting a little drunk to blacked out for years and years and years at a time, and that took a lot out of me. Kind of took my inhibition away to say no on other things, and then I found myself stuck on harder stuff. I tried to, well, I was forced to quit legally at one point, and obviously that never really sticks. I tried AA, tried the 12 steps, and for some reason, none of it really made sense to me until I had an incident happen where I was out skating. I don't remember a thing, but some stuff went down where I was running from police that were there to check on me, ended up falling off a 15-foot fence. Made my way home, but covered in blood and wearing one shoe and had no clue and realizing I could have died that night before. And something just kind of clicked for me. And the next day I asked my fiance if she could help me quit. Recovery was very difficult, especially right off the bat, especially what was that? Almost 7 years straight of blackout. So that's your body doesn't like that when you take that away from it. So I was sick for a while. My mental state wasn't the best at the time, but thankfully, and thanks to a very good support system, I was able to stay sober and get through those first few years. The way I stayed sober was just kind of diving into skateboarding and making sure that my environment wanted me sober. So I was just skating alone at night all the time. Because when you're dealing with things, you know, some people meditate, some people pray. I skateboard because when you're skateboarding, you can only focus on the thing that's underneath your feet. So you don't worry about withdrawals or the mental illnesses that you're dealing with or any of the stress that you have to deal with. You can just focus on that little toy under your feet and make it do what you want it to do. And I love that. So it became my recovery therapy. And the other part of what's helped me stay sober is the fact that I know that I can help people now. You know, it's like sharing my story definitely helps some people. Being there to answer questions and not judge helps some people. And I know that if I were to relapse or fall back on the things that I've worked on, I'd lose the ability to help those people. And that sucks for me. So I don't want to do that. That's one little added benefit right there. But the other part of it is, if I were to ever screw up, I can't look at that as the worst part. It's just a new date, you know what I mean? Because you can't just screw up and dive right back into addiction. You got to look at it as just a stumble. And remember that you'd rather have a new sobriety date than a date on a tombstone. So just focus on that new sobriety date and move forward. Yep, absolutely. You definitely have to want it. And it has to be you that wants it. That's the other part. Just like you said. It's hard to change your environment, but sometimes it's just your brain telling you it's hard. And I worked a horribly grueling job by myself for a really long time to try to fix myself. And it took a lot out of me to do that, but it wasn't what I wanted to do at all. But it takes that. That's why sometimes interventions work to kind of get people's attention, but they just kind of start the process. It's not going to start right there. It's something like, you're right, somebody needs to want to quit. Because for me, when I was drinking, this is something that I figured out after years of being sober. I wasn't drinking like chasing the feeling of being drunk. I wasn't snorting anything, chasing the feeling of being high. I was avoiding the feeling of being sober. So you got to make sure that sober life is something that you can handle and get back to and have the tools to properly handle that. Because a lot of people turn to addiction to avoid some of the mental illnesses and issues that they don't want to deal with. And that's definitely fine. I mean, that's definitely fair. But there's no reason to be poisoning yourself every day just to make your life a little bit shorter. It's better to do the hard thing and deal with those mental issues rather than push them down. I know that's hard to hear sometimes, but I promise you, that's the way to do it. Yeah, I was recently speaking in a recovery group, and something kind of clicked for me where it's like I didn't see a purpose while I was using, and so that's why I used, because you don't have a purpose, you want to just kind of not feel. So now that I am sober and I was searching for a purpose, maybe the reason I survived to be able to talk about this kind of stuff today is because that is my purpose. I can't change the things that have already happened. I can't go back and say, no, you're not an addict. So I gotta deal with the life I'm living and use it to help others. And that's what I try to do. So if that's the only thing I'm here for, I'm happy for it. And that's my purpose. There went your sobriety ramble. There you go. Now you got one. I even got permission to give that sobriety ramble. Plus, I kind of like talking to the YouTube live about this. Because I've only spoken a couple of groups before. I generally just kind of put it out there that people can reach out to me if they need help. But I will say it was a little bit different to be speaking in a group. I'd never done that before. A little nerve-wracking. Uh-oh. I'm back to the crappy tape. I do not like this tape. It does not like me. Alright guys, if you're watching, I'll be right back. I gotta sand the edge of this tape off real quick. Ah, damn. I'm back. Sorry. I'm coming. I'm coming. One more for the long, and we'll move along. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Hope that helped you a little bit. Mr. Merkabat. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Sorry. Luke. What's up, Luke? Nice to meet you, Luke. Unless this is Luke Nation. If you're Luke Nation, then I'm going to be a little upset that you didn't tell me who you were before you hopped on here. But Luke Nation won a bunch of the stuff at the contest we threw this last weekend. If you're interested to see some good skateboarding, hop over to my page and check out the whole live from the contest Sunday got posted. And I do have a 4K video going up from that right now. I think it was at like 75% when I started this live. We'll see. I tried to upload it this morning. Probably going to take several days to upload. I'm very poor. Hey, in New Mexico though. Nice. You need some life boards out there. You should order some of these, man. Get yourself some lifeskateboard.com. Get you some of these. That contest Sunday was awesome. Really fun to see everybody rip. See everybody race. Some people ate shit. Some people won money. Some people won prizes. Some bands played after I left. It was fun. Playing Mr. MC all day was good and distracting. Alrighty, so I'm gluing up the last couple pieces of wood here. I've got to tape this up, and then I'll move the camera around again, and you'll watch this press get loaded, squeezed out, and on its way. And then we'll be on to the standard press, which will go a little bit faster than this. And then we're on to the next room, where I'm going to shape 3 boards and possibly go ahead and go up to the studio and print a graphic. We'll see about that. All right, taping this guy up, and then I'm going to move you guys around so you can see it better. All right. Unplug you guys there. Fit you back in my tripod. And here we go. Taking you with me. My phone's like not holding any charge, so not sure how long this live will go. Because I should probably yeah, it's been charging this whole time and it's sitting at 3%. So unfortunately, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live in a moment here. If you guys have, you know what, yeah, if I don't end this, it's gonna not post it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry it didn't go for the full live like I intended to. Don't forget, you can get a life board of your own at lifeskateboard.com. That's right here. Make sure you support, and you can get a butter bar, handcrafted wax and handcrafted and hand printed packaging for $9 at butterbarwax.com. Butterbarswax.com. Go ahead and check us out. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.